do a makeup tutorial, so I'm gonna do one for you. For starters, I cleanse my face very often. I like to try to keep a really clean complexion. I actually love no makeup, especially at home, but I always use this microfiber towel. This is how I take off all of my makeup. All I put on it is water, which sounds so crazy to me, but it works wonderful. I know you can buy these multiple places, but actually one of my girlfriends got it for me, but I love that. So that's what I use to cleanse my face. Then I use the Tarte Balm. It's a very creamy consistency, and I just lather it all over on my neck. My hands are clean, and I just love it. It's wonderful. I've actually seen a lot of changes with it, a big difference. Then I use the Tarte Double Duty Beauty Base Tape. This is a hydrating primer. It has a little coconut smell, so it's just really refreshing. Very, very hydrating. And again, this is your primer, so this is what's gonna go on underneath your makeup. Then to begin, I always use, I do a little mix, which is kind of unique, I guess. I do the Tarte Amazonian Clay. This is light, medium, honey. That meets my complexion. If you wanna see the consistency of it, if that helps, it's a little bit more creamy-like. It is full coverage, but I love that. It really stays on my skin. Then I add the Tarte Face Tape, also the Double Duty, and this shade I have in medium tan neutral. It's a little bit more color to it, a little more honey tones. I love honey tones for my skin because of having extra redness in my face, and I just really think those yellows help blend out my skin color. So then I use a makeup sponge, and I just pat on there, and I'm gonna go through and apply. The way I apply, I just kind of dab it throughout my face, all over. I do it all over my eyes, my face. I mean, literally, I just pack it all over underneath my neck, just so I can have really even coverage. So as you can see, very, very smooth, very clean looking. That is what I always aim for. Next, I'm going to use the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. As you can see, I love Tarte. Tarte is cruelty-free. I love the consistency of it most of all. This one I use also light, medium, honey. To apply my concealer, I go right under my eye, and then I just kind of wing it out. And I just do it in almost like a, just little raccoon eyes. And this I also let set here. I also go right here, and I go on my eye, right underneath my eye, so I go with it. To apply my concealer, I go right under my eye, and then I just kind of wing it out. And I just do it in almost like a, just little raccoon eyes. And this I also let set here. I also go right here, and I go on my eye. So some people use eye primer, which is probably the most professional way to do it, but I just use concealer. I prefer to think of it as, it just really helps keep an even tone right here in my eyes, because that's where I want the brightest point. I want people to accentuate. I want my makeup to accentuate my eyes, okay? Then I go back with my sponge. I'm just the way I do it. And I go through and I very gently rub it in. You should be careful with, you're not like fully swishing. You're supposed to really just dab it. See, much more brighter under my eye in comparison to my foundation. Then I go down here just to help brighten that jawline and accentuate it. Then I go through, I use the Tarte Park Avenue Princess. This is really hard to find. I actually found it on Amazon and I've been buying there lately, and I love it. Again, as I told you, I love the yellow tones, which as you can see, I'm almost out of it, so I need to get more. I use the yellow tones, and this is your highlighter. So actually the way I use this is I just mix them. As you can see, there's no rules to me. I mix what works for me. Then I go over my entire eyelid up to my eyebrow, because obviously you want under your eye to be bright. And I just go right for it right now. I am going to brighten it up. This is the main color that I use often. I will have to find out what color it is. Oh wait, you know what? I have it. It's right here, jeez. It is the Hay. It's called Hay. Excuse me. So I use Hay right here. I just personally, again, I think it pulls up some really golden tones. And then I also dab it in a little bit of this orange, and it's called Sting. And then what I do is I go through on my eye, and I start from right where my pupil is, and I go over. I don't go to fully on the inner yet. And I just really lightly go through on my eyelid, adding this shade. Then I work towards the center, and I bring it a little bit further in. Again, not right here. I'm just coming right above, if you can see where I come, right above. This will actually kind of help create more of an almond shape of your eye. I really like golden tones because of my skin color. I'm naturally very fair. I obviously tan quite a bit. I don't fake. I actually just use, it's called Valley Body. And that is the tan that I use. It's a mousse, and I do it a couple times a week. I just shower, exfoliate, add it on, and it's wonderful. It's probably my favorite that I've ever tried. I know there's like some Tropez and all that stuff, and I do love them, but Valley Body is my favorite, so that's what I use. Then I go under the eye. I try to accentuate under the eye because I don't like really heavy eyeliner under my eye, so I use eyeshadows. Cocoa is a little bit more of a red, like a little bit more burnt color. And I add that. Go up on top, right on top of my eyelid, and as I'm adding this, I am blending all of my color. This is Foolproof by Benefit Brow Powder. I got this in the number 3 shade. I prefer to have a little bit darker colors with it, so it's kind of more of a taupe, and then it's got that extra cocoa on there. Then I just have a smaller brush I use. Brow in. It's taken me a long time to really help grow up my eyebrows, and I am an overtopper, and I have slowly walked away from that business, but it takes a long time to get out of that. So I just kind of create the I think I've come a long way. So lucky. Okay, there's my brows. All right, so next I am going to use my eyeliner. And the way I'm going to do this, I think this is my new one I just got. So this is also Benefit. This is the roller liner. And I love that. I like liquid liner personally. I know some of you guys like pencil, but liquid liner, black, darkest color is exactly what I love to do. I'd like to do a little wing on it, so I generally just pull my eye a little bit. Okay, done with that part. Now I'm gonna go back with, I have another Morphe palette. This is the Artistry palette. And I have a little bit of a black in there. So then I'm going to use my other brush, and I'm going to grab a little bit of black, blow it off because I don't want a lot of it. And I'm gonna go through on top of that liner and kind of just set it. Sometimes liquid has a tendency to rub off. And I just want to set it with it. Then I go back. This is also kind of weird that I do. I add that choco and I add it under my eye. And I go underneath the eyeliner because we're doing smoky eye today. I mean, this is, you know, if I were doing more natural, I probably wouldn't be putting all that underneath it. But since we're going for a smoky eye, I want to blend that black out because I don't want it to just look like a heavy black line. I want it to be very blended. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna go back into my Park Avenue palette. So I'm going to use the that highlighter in my yellow a little bit. I'm gonna go back on top of my eye and brighten up under the brow. Come down and come into the inner eye. I'm gonna go back into my Park Avenue palette. So I'm going to use the that highlighter in my yellow a little bit. I'm gonna go back on top of my eye and brighten up under the brow. Come down and come into the inner eye. So I need to do my contour now. So the way I do my contour is I start off with, I have multiple here that I go through. I try to stick with these down below. So I do the angle, precise cut, and carrot. And the way I do my contour is I start from up here and I come down just to help sculpt my face, make my face look slimmer. So I'm gonna come right down from the top. And then I'm gonna blend a little bit and I'm gonna bring it back up. It's not just a line, we're gonna blend all this out. Blend, blend, blend. And then I'm gonna come right up here. I'm gonna go up on top of my forehead and add a little bit more darkness here too, just to create that heart shape. Come down a little bit. No, that's really not good right there, the way I did that. Then I also come into the sides of my nose and below my nose. Okay, that's with a smaller brush. I just lined it out. Now I'm gonna take a bigger brush, more angled brush I should say, and I'm going to start blending my bronzer. I need to get going. All right, I'm gonna come back with my concealer because I feel like I've kind of jacked it up, and I'm just going to very lightly go over it. It's going nowhere today. Just because I got a little carried away with that bronzer, brought it up above my cheek, and I want to accentuate the top of my nose again. There we go. Then I go back through. So I've just started using this is new to me, the Bye Bye Pores Illumination by IT. I love IT products. They are really beautiful. This is interesting. It's illuminating. And I almost was like, ooh, is it a little bit too white? It might be, but I'm liking the consistency of it. I just have to learn to work with it better, so I'm just newbie to it. So I just go through very, very lightly, very, very lightly under my eye. Just to brighten it up. It's supposed to have an airbrush effect, just to really smooth out your skin. I don't want too much of that just because it's so white. So I'm gonna go back through with my yellows again and just really blend an even color. Okay. This is pretty vulgar. I picked this up, I think it was like a box that somebody sent me, and I love it. It is so bright, but it really is very pretty. And I just come from right here and come down very lightly, just enough to add a very light hit of pink. Nothing crazy, especially since it's so bright. I might need a little bit more blending now. I picked these up. If you didn't know, I have an Amazon storefront and I've been playing around with magnetic lashes. So I picked up this magnetic eyelashes there, and it came with the liquid eyeliner. I did it a few times and I'm like, whoa, this isn't working at all. And then I figured out you need to apply it a few times. So you just put it on like a regular eyeliner. So I'm gonna go on top of my liner. And that's one layer. Let it dry, then we'll add another layer on top of that. Let's add another layer on top of that. Make sure with this liquid that you're being really good about coming into that inner eye. Because if you have those eyelashes on there, and you don't bring this magnetic eyeliner all the way in, you're not gonna get them to stick on your face, and then they're gonna be popping out. I'm gonna stick with this like lighter color, or the lighter lashes. I think could be a little bit more appropriate for what I'm doing today. Then the way this comes, it comes with your little tweezer like things, and you can just grab your eyelash. Once that eyeliner is set, I'm gonna give it just a little bit. So, and then meanwhile, until that's ready, I'm gonna go ahead and start just with my lip then. So for my lip here, I just have an NYX brand, and this is an NYX Lip Pencil in Mahogany. I like to do really dark colors for my liner. I think it just helps to accentuate my lip better. Okay, got my liner. Then what I do is I go up, right in the middle, down, in the middle. The reason I do this is because it actually helps create your lips and makes them a little bit fuller. Trick of the day. All right, so let's add those eyelashes on. Just gonna go, pop them right on. Nope, we're not. We're gonna try that again. It's much more lighter than the other ones. They were very big, which were awesome, but a little much for Sunday brunch probably. When can you ever be too extra, right? Perfect. Love them. Yeah, I really like those. And it is, I mean, it is really on there. That's crazy. They just really pop right on. I like it. You're not gonna be worried about them popping off throughout the day. So then for a mascara that I use the Big Benefit, again, BADgal Bang. Oh, this is the honey of all mascaras. I just love it. I think you don't need eyelashes to make your eyelashes look big. This is amazing. So I'm gonna go right over my real lashes on the bottom. And I am gonna go on the top. I want these eyelashes to look blended. I don't want weird different shades of color. I want it all one shade. I'm ready to go under eye. Let them dry there for a little bit, and then meanwhile I'm just gonna start working on my lips. So I am going to use the Tarte Slay. Love this. It's like a purple plum color, and I'm gonna go right on top in between our lines. See what I mean about that lip liner? It really blends it with this shade. Let that set for a minute. Now I have the TULA Skincare Glow and Get It. This is what I'm using for a highlighter. You can put it under or over makeup, and I'm going to just go right here and accentuate to get that glow. So pretty, I love it. Then I actually just go a little bit on top, under the eyebrow, add some more glow, and I come here on my nose. A little trick that I always teach people that I do. So if you're wearing like a low cut shirt, which I mean, I am right now in this, so I'm just gonna show you this just for the sake of showing you my trick. If you're wearing, you know, busty top, contouring's everything. If you haven't learned anything about this, contour, contour, contour. It's amazing. It's all about changing the way you look from the eye. So I'm going to take my bronzer and I'm going to go through with my cleavage line, and I'm gonna go through and I'm just going to add a little bit extra. I'm going to create a shape. I'm going to curve up from the center, same here, and then I'm gonna come under my neck. I'm going to make a nice line and come down to really accentuate my neckline. See, a little bit extra. And then I'm going to take this TULA and I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna make that pop and on my cleavage line. It's just enough to give it a little bit shimmer, but when you're wearing something, it'll pop it. Do it, you'll love it. Use the Urban Decay Just Slick. This is oil control, and I'm gonna go through and just set it all. Voila, voila. Slay is a little bit too much for you. Sometimes I do go through and I add these other Tarte that I have here, and this is Festival. And sometimes I just go right on top of that purple. And then make it a little bit lighter, a little more natural. There you go. That's that. Thanks so much, guys. I'm so professional finishing my video in my car right now, but I have plans and I had to hurry out the door. So this is your finished product. This is my makeup, ready to go for the day. My friend's here now, and it's time to go celebrate her birthday. I hope you guys have a great night. Thanks for watching. Bye.